Hey guys, we're back with another lab upgrade video. I'm running out of storage, so this was a good opportunity to reach out to ASUSTOR to get a new NAS and some storage. I also bought a Dell OptiPlex computer because the mini PCs, well, the USB interface for capturing, they're not ideal, and a few other small bits and pieces like a nifty new monitor arm and a little mount to hold my headphones. So let's start talking about storage. I'm running out of space, and now I have collaborated with ASUSTOR before. In the comments you might have noticed Marco being quite active. He works for ASUSTOR and he's also into retro computing, and what I really appreciate, we have collaborated a few times in the past. He lets me do the videos that I want to do, the topics that I'm interested in. So we did videos on using FTP and other protocols to use a NAS with Windows 98 and even MS-DOS. And there was a little compatibility issue with the DOS FTP client, and he actually pushed the developers to fix it, release a better version for that. That's absolutely amazing. I mean, a company that's still supporting DOS over 30 years ago. That's absolutely beautiful. So Marco, big thank you for all the support on the channel. The NAS he sent me, it's a basic model, which I was after. I don't have any need for a model with two 10 gigabit interfaces, enterprise features, and so on. I wouldn't know what to share with you. I just want to save my video files and access my drivers and games, and that's about it. So it's the Drivestor 4 Pro Generation 2. I hope I got that right. It's got 4 hard drive bays and all sorts of other nifty features. Now we're still waiting for some drives, so the video, it will take a little bit. The topic, I want to look into Windows 3.11 using an FTP client from there. Now we can use FTP under DOS, but we have to run an FTP server, and then you need another computer on the network to manage it all. So being able to just quickly launch Windows by typing in Win under DOS and then having a FTP client talk directly to the NAS, being able to access, 40, 80, 200 terabytes of games, whatever you might have. I think that's a pretty nifty solution, and it's something I want to try out. In the meantime, I bought one of these. This is a 12 terabyte used Hitachi enterprise hard drive. They seem to be readily available online and quite affordable. This one costs only around 70 USD converted, and I'm using it with a USB hard drive dock just to offload some of the files from a 16 terabyte internal Seagate drive that I'm using. So at the moment, this holds all the old raw video project files, so all the files from the camera and all the captures. And on the internal hard drive, I've got all the drivers, the games, and so on. So hopefully this will time me over until we receive the hard drives, and then we can put the NAS into action. And then I bought a Dell OptiPlex. It's the OptiPlex 5060. So up to this point, I've been using a mini PC for capturing and video editing together with an AVerMedia USB capture card. And the workflow, not too bad. But the problem is these USB capture cards, they are limited in the amount of data you can transfer through USB. So the colors are not as nice. Specifically, they use the NV12 codec. So they take advantage of the fact that the human eye is more able to detect changes in brightness than color. So they use compression basically. And for, real life footage, it's not an issue, but for text and pixel graphics, you can, at least I can tell the difference. So I wanted to have a solution going back to PCI Express based capture cards. I would like to thank David. He's one of my Patreons, and he sent me some money to put towards this purchase. So the machine came with an Core i5 8500, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of NVMe storage, and there was a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Also a GTX 1050. I've done some upgrades. RAM is now 32 gigabytes. I had some memory module lying around. Storage, I upgraded to a 1 terabyte NVMe, and the internal mechanical hard drive, I put in my 16 terabyte Seagate. And all in all, the capturing is working fine. Using it, for researching and doing thumbnails, it's really fine with that. But the actual video editing, I have to say, it's not up to scratch. Maybe I expected too much, but there seems to have been made a lot of progress with the iPC, and maybe I'm spoiled by using modern mini PCs. The editing is just so much smoother, and especially the video rendering. The machine is nice and quiet, but once you render the videos, the fans just go absolutely ballistic. The NVIDIA encoder is fine. It can handle 4K 60. You have to dial down a few settings, but it does a good job. What the 1050 can't do is video accelerate the playback of 444 encoded video files. So that took me by surprise. I thought that's something quite standard now, but it needs a newer generation of video cards. And the Core i5 with the 6 cores, it's not fast enough to actually decode 444 encoded videos on the CPU, especially those H.265 encoded video files. The processor just totally chokes and the CPU sits at 100%. So yeah, I'm a little bit stuck now. I was able to produce a few videos by using the older 264 codec, and that's working okay, but the video editing is just not as enjoyable as it used to be. So I'm thinking of going back to mini PC again, because you get the latest and greatest processors, and the improvement in performance is just, it's really noticeable. I was quite surprised. Now I do still want to keep PCI Express going, so I'm looking at some options. You can use the M.2 slots and buy an adapter to PCI Express. So that's something I want to look at. Most videos and guides out there, they cover eGPUs only. Not many people want to use a capture card or a sound card with a mini PC, but yeah, that's something I want to investigate. So we will see what sort of solution I will have in the near future. And as always, guys, nothing changes with the channel. Every 2 weeks on Friday, we have our regular retro content. This is just, an opportunity to share some behind the scenes footage with you, and I've been appreciating all the comments. The microphone, the audio, everything is a lot better now, and I'm quite happy working in this space. And once I've got all the computer stuff sorted, I can really focus on doing awesome retro content. And thank you guys for all the support, to you guys on YouTube, to my Patreons and everyone else out there. I do read every single comment, although you might not get a reply, but I read every single comment and I really appreciate it. Okay, guys, that's it from me for this one, and we will be back very soon with another one.